afternoon, everybody. My name is Jay Cohenford. I am the VP of Product Design and AI at Bridgeforce Data Solutions, and today I want to share with you our AI Agent Assist for credit bureau disputes. Just a brief background on the company. Bridgeforce Data Solutions is an end-to-end accuracy solution for credit bureau reporting and disputes. We investigate and interrogate 50 million plus trade lines every month for logical inconsistencies. We do the same for our clients in the dispute space, and we look at how agents are responding to the disputes. And so what we're sharing with you today is a tool to help those human agents actually respond to those disputes in two ways. First, figure out why the customer is disputing and address their specific concerns, but also understand the underlying data and make sure you fixed all the things that need to be fixed in a compliant manner. So an example financial institution that we would deal with encounters 30,000 or more of these type of disputes every month with a human looking at an image file, data. These take on average 15 to 20 minutes of human manpower time. And even with that level of detail, we see that almost half of the issues that are present in the customer's credit file are not addressed by the human agent in those dispute responses. So I want to show you a typical type of dispute that we would see. So Glenda is our fake customer here that we're going to be working a dispute on. So Glenda stopped paying several of her creditors, including us. Her debt has charged off. She's tried to apply for a personal loan, but she gets denied because her credit score has dropped. So she goes to social media to see, are there ways that I can make my credit score go up, and is trying to try some templated responses, some tricks of the trade that she's learning from social media on how to get this off her credit report. And one of the tricks is sending a credit bureau dispute. So it's going through to Equifax, but it's going to flow through to the bank that furnished the data. And it contains images with a lot of templated language, a lot of fluff in an attempt to confuse the agent or just rely on an agent's complacency because they've seen this a million times before. So this is what an image potentially looks like. So multiple pages of documentation, a copy of a driver's license, we got a copy of a bill, and here's some of that templated language. Just straight up copy paste from a regulatory language. The agents have seen this many times in the past. It leads the agent to potentially think the entire dispute is frivolous. If I've seen this 50 times in a day, the 51st time isn't likely to generate a response. But there is a legitimate complaint buried in the document. So on one of the pages, there's a sentence talking about how the birthday is incorrect. We've seen document images that can stretch 100 and 200 pages deep. So for an agent to identify the single sentence is very tricky. So she also did include some valid proof too. This is a fake Arizona driver's license, obviously. I'm aware of the spelling error on the state. But there is a birthday here, and that birthday does align to what she's telling us. So beyond just the images, there's also an error in the data. We interrogate across 400 data quality rules that agents tend to have to maintain in their head. One of those many rules talks about when a debt has been sold. So this debt has been sold, and the only way we know that is through a special comment code, which would have no meaning to most people in the room, an but there's no date closed. This is an invalid combination that the human agent would have to identify amongst many other data fields. So let's see what Agent Assist does with this dispute customer. So I'm now in our Agent Assist module. It is going through and combing through every furnishing event, every dispute this customer has had, all of those dispute images, and is starting to formulate and help the human agent make a response. So as I was saying earlier, here's all the different fields a human agent has to maintain and understand the logical combinations for any update that they make. So in the Agent Assist, It's first just doing a simple summary of the customer and why the customer is disputing. And the system uses a simple drop down, and the customer's used a very generic reason. They haven't actually told you why they're disputing. It's just customer disputes account information. So now it's going to go through the images. And in the image file, it identified that particular sentence. So customer claims BDS Bank is reporting an incorrect birthday, the 12th versus the 14th, also furnishing inaccurate information. And it's running our DQS. It's running that response against the rules to also see, are there other issues that are present? And it did find an issue, what we call our rule 040B. There's an issue with the date closed. So I'm going to start with the birthday, and I'll say, and so here, on the right-hand side, this is her birthday. This is what my response to the source system is going to be. So there's a system that takes these dispute responses. I am going to ultimately, if I have to make updates through this mechanism. It's reviewing the images. It found the license. And it's noted that it is different. So do I want to make this update? Yes. It will go in, and rather than the human agent having to do this field by field, as it iterates through the process, it makes the update, and it makes it in the correct standardized format. So even though it addressed it with the slashes, here it shows the correct. Now we've investigated the customer's claim. Now we need to run DQS to see if there are any other data rules, and we still have the date closed issue. So among our many fields, it's going to be a date closed. It's reviewing prior furnishing events. It's reviewing prior dispute responses. It's populating a date closed. It's going to then rescan just to make sure that it is still giving a compliant answer. And now we're at the end of the process. It's going to recommend a dispute response code. It's recommended updating disputed account information, but additional information was also updated. We updated the birthday, which is what the customer specifically disputed. We also updated the date closed. They didn't dispute it, but we saw the inaccuracy in the data. So that's AI Agent Assist.